inadvertent. It was an accident, but the good news today is that he called Lloyd McClendon and said, Skip, I'm ready to go. Here's what happened. Taylor Featherston overthrows Albert Pujols, and it squares up Robinson Cano. You can see the reaction of Albert Pujols, and Robbie had a knot the size. It looked like Mike Tyson hit him, and that is really ugly. But the good news today, Robbie's ready to go, and here's what the skipper had to say about having his all-star second baseman at the ready.
I did not see it. I'm probably glad I didn't see it. But my bench coach was talking to the trainer, just happened to look up, saw Pujols jump for a ball, looked, and saw Robbie go down. So that's how I was aware of it.
And what was kind of the protocol? What was he treated for, and how's he feeling today?
Well, the trainers were right on the spot. They talked to him, checked him for any signs of that he, concussion or dizziness and any of that stuff. He did not have it. The doctors came over, ran him through a series of tests to ensure that, he was fine. And Robbie woke up great this morning, called me, said, I want to play. I'm ready to go. So,
how many times have gone through your mind saying how close it was to maybe being a serious injury?
Well, it's scary. Anything so close to your eyes, you try not to think about what could have been, So, but it certainly was a scary situation, and we're glad he's okay.
Mike, a big sigh of relief for this organization.
Yeah, absolutely. Cano's just now starting to heat up, too, swinging the bat well, and you'd really like to keep him in the lineup. Fortunate it didn't hit him in the eye. He obviously would have to miss a lot more time, but it's great. No concussion. Felt good this morning. I appreciate that Robbie wanted to be back in the lineup, so he'll be out there this afternoon swinging the bat. Good news for the Mariners.
Lloyd said after he talked to the trainers, he said, after you treat him, treat me. I think I'm having a heart attack. I believe it. Let's talk about Felix Hernandez. He's done well in his this year against the Angels. He's starting his 43rd game. Look at what he's done since Memorial Day when he's been on, because he's on an on-off cycle here. It's been spectacular. Opponents hitting a .138 in those 3 wins. But on the flip side, look what happens here. Starts 2-4-6, 3.85 with a 14.66 ERA. What's going on?
A little bit inconsistent at times, I think, and getting too much in the middle of the plate on his bat outings. When he is good, though, he has just been dominant and unhittable. And the good news for the Mariners against the Angels, his last 8 starts against the Angels, he is 5-0 with a 1.04 ERA. The Mariners have won all 8 of those outings. You look at what he's going to have to go up against today, I think stay away from Trout. Trout's the one guy in the lineup that has good numbers against Felix. So if he can pitch around him a little bit, he should be able to take care of the rest of the lineup.
He should be very, very careful. As you take a look at Alexa's pitching matchup, Felix will be opposed by Hector Santiago, who's 4-4.
Well, you have to look at the right-handed hitters in the lineup today. His splits are not good for lefties, a 154 average. Right-handers hitting just 245. He's given up 13 home runs this year, 12 of them to right-handed hitters. He has a good fastball. Also use a cutter and a changeup, occasional curveball for him. He can also get wild at times. Don't be surprised if the Mariners are patient early in this one.
All right, the series up for grabs. Next stop, San Diego. Beautiful day here in Southern California. Let's go sailing. Sailing to a victory for the Mariners. That's the hope. Mariners and Angels. First pitch straight ahead. stray ball knocked Robinson Cano out of yesterday's ball game as we bring you to Anaheim, California, Mariner baseball. And the series up for grabs in Robinson Cano just moments ago as the infield, Taylor Featherstone, he was the one who threw the errant ball that got past Albert Pujols and struck Cano in the head yesterday, knocked him out of the game. And glad that Robbie is good to go today as the first pitch to Austin Jackson from Hector Santiago. Ball one. Nice to see the boys with good sense of humor. Dave Sims, Mike Flowers, Reach Sports crew on hand here.
You can have a good sense of humor about it when you find out that you're actually going to be just fine.
There's the rub.
For Santiago, good fastball. He'll be in the low 90s, mixed in a cutter. Also has a slider, changeup, and curveball. To the right-handers, you're going to see the cutter and the changeup combination.
Here's a drive to the gap. Going to be run down by Mike Trout. One away.
Take a look at the rest of the lineup for the Mariners this afternoon. Brought to you by Chevron. Following, Jackson will be Franklin Gutierrez getting the start. He is out in left field, hit second. Then it's Cano, Cruz, and Seager in the middle of the lineup. Mark Trumbo will hit 6. Miller and Mike Zunino in this series, 2 for 7 with a home run. Has scored a couple of runs. And Willie Bloomquist getting the start at first base. He will bat 9th. For Santiago, a 2.68 ERA, 4-4 record overall. I think the one thing you need to look at, 31 walks. He can get wild at times.
You see Goody in action today. Third game for Franklin.
Again, not surprised to see Goody out there. You have Willie in the lineup today. Santiago much tougher against left-handers. So Lloyd trying to get as many right-handed bats in the lineup as possible.
Hot and humid here in Southern California. 86 degrees. Humidity at 82%. Two-one count. Here comes a 3-1. Left field, hanging up. Matt Joyce is there. The ball's hit hard, but right at people. 2 outs.
We'll take a look at the rest of the defense for the Angels. Brought to you by American Family Insurance. Robertson is in left field. Trout out in center. Calhoun in right. Freeze at third base. Featherston at shortstop. Ibar a late scratch. Giavotella and Pujols on the right side of the infield, and Perez will do the catching.
Here's Robbie Cano. 1 for 7 on the first 2 games of this road trip here to Anaheim. We go to San Diego for 2 and 4 to Oakland.
As we took a look at that defensive setup, Pujols actually the DH today. Navarro getting the start at first base. Boy, they hit the ball hard this
3 of them, huh? Right to Giavotella. Hopefully, he'll start getting a lot more success. These hard hit balls. The King, happy Felix Day. He takes them out when we get back. Felix on the mound today against the Angels. This will be his 43rd career start. He's got a mark of 13-13 against the Angels.
And for Felix on the year, looking for his 11th win on the year, 3.24 ERA, 92 strikeouts and just 28 walks. Opponents hitting only .212 against Felix, and again, he has really pitched well against the Angels as of late. Hopefully that will continue as the Mariners try to win this series. Different look to the defense for the Mariners this afternoon with the left-hander on the mound. Gutierrez getting the start in left field. You can see Trumbo out and right. Willie Bloomquist getting the start at first base. Brad Miller stays in the game even though Santiago's tough against lefties, and Mike Zunino been a hot hitter as of late. Will do the catching.
Felix, the leading winner in the American League with 10 W's. First pitch strike to Giovitella. In there for a strike. Johnny at second base today. Eric Ibar still out with a hamstring injury suffered in Friday's game. It's 2-0 against the Angels this year, 1.28 ERA.
Now, he's pitched well against them this year. Both outings going 7 innings, and in both outings giving up just 1 earned run.
Swing and a miss, 3 pitches, 1 down. First strikeout for Felix. Starts today, 10th in the American League. That's his 93rd strikeout. Chris Sale at the top of the list at 129.
And that's the great changeup, 89 miles an hour. Bottom falls out of it. Giovitella, he's still not sure what he was swinging at right there, but yes, that is the changeup. Felix will mix in all the pitches. He's had a good fastball this year. He's averaged at 92, but we've seen him at 94 quite a bit. Slider at 84. Curveball right about 80 miles an hour, in his changeup, as you just saw, 88 to 89 miles an hour.
You would put your finger on the win-loss, why he's on that type of dance right now these last few starts?
It's hard to say. I know in a couple of the outings, the one obviously in Houston, he just didn't have it that day. Sometimes that's going to happen for everybody, and other times pitching along and all of a sudden you start getting too much of the middle of the plate, especially against aggressive clubs, and they'll take advantage of it. Actually, Felix, a couple of the comments that he made after one of those tough outings, that's exactly what he talked about, is he had the ability to throw strikes. He just couldn't locate on the corners, and it ended up costing him. So hopefully they'll get that straightened out. I think more than anything, Dave, he's human too, even with the expectations we have of him.
Goody coming in. Easy play, 2 down.
Well, this is the guy he wants to be careful with, Mike Trout. Mike Trout in his career against Felix hitting .364 with 3 home runs, 12 RBIs.
Friday's telecast, you had no sooner said stay away from the low fastball, and he yanked one out of there, but just blasted one out of here. So I get a feeling Felix will try to be up in the zone a little bit against him.
Felix has the ability to pitch up in the strike zone. He likes to keep down because that's when he gets the best movement on his fastball and his changeup. So this will be interesting to watch.
Strike 1.
Good curveball.
There we go.
Yeah, he has a good curveball. Maybe this is his answer. His curveball this year, the league hitting just 111 against it without an extra base hit. So we might see his curveball to Trout and Pujols a little bit more this afternoon. It's been a good pitch for him.
Felix ahead of the reigning MVP 0-2. Got him. That's a good start. Couple of strikeouts. And looks like multiple pitches are where he wants them to be. Second inning coming up on this nice hot humid day in Southern California. by your local Ford stores. By the Emerald Queen Casino, presenting Chris Young, August 14th. Tickets at emeraldqueen.com. By Alaska Airlines, enjoy free entertainment on your personal device. Learn more at alaskaair.com. And by Safeco Insurance, find a local agent at safeco.com. Do more. Well, Felix Hernandez off to a good start. Strikes out Giavotella and Trout. And the Kings Court. Certainly not in the numbers that we're used to at home, but they're enjoying it. Nelson Cruz leading off against Santiago. Cruz, Seager, and Trumbo 4, 5, and 6. High fly ball towards the line. Calhoun makes the play.
Today, just so you know, over on the radio side today, we had our picks.
Who'd you go with?
I went with Trumbo today. When I looked at the numbers against Santiago and the difference between left-handed hitters and right-handed hitters, the fact that he's given up 13 home runs and 12 of them to righties, I just felt that Mark Trumbo, who's waiting on deck behind Kyle Seager, is going to have a good day. And look for the right-handers. I think they're the ones that are going to have to do the damage, but he could really give them a lift and hopefully provide some run support to Felix, who looks like he's on top of his game this afternoon.
Great start for Felix. Trumbo's one of those guys, if he can just get on a streak, you say that about a lot of guys in the lineup, but he can carry.
He can carry you. You're right, and we talk about it all the time. There's certain guys, when they start hitting home runs, they'll hit them in bunches. We saw it with Cruz earlier in the year, and Trumbo is the same way. So hopefully he can get that started today.
0-1 to Kyle. Ball one. Home plate umpire Corey Blazer. Chris Guccione's at first, Clint Fagan at second, and Jeff Nelson, crew chief at third. Rip at it, 1 and 2. One number that you look at the Mariners profile, you need to see go up if they're going to have any success the rest of the year. That runner's in scoring position. 205, unacceptable. 2 outs as Giavotella throws out Seager. Upset Nelson Cruz to the All-Star game when you vote for Nelson up to 35 times on the Esurance MLB All-Star Game ballot at Mariners.com. You're going to be entered to win front row seats to Nelson Cruz bobblehead night, plus a baseball signed by the boomstick himself. Make sure you hurry. This is the last week to vote for Cruz at Mariners.com. But there's no question that 205 is not working.
You're right. It's not acceptable, and Lloyd, that's something that he certainly is pointed at. Guys are going to have to do a much better job.
Quick one to Trumbo. It is a source of frustration for the team and the coaching staff. When I left Lloyd's office, his last words were, "You might see anything today." I said, "I'm game. Run them, do something."
Why not? Yeah, make something happen, especially with Felix on the mound. You mentioned the 205 that the Mariners have right now as they enter the game today. That is the lowest since '74, which is as far back as the database will go. So, yeah, it's been tough. Yeah, the guys really need to get it turned around.
Is that a play? 2-2 to Mark Trumbo.
And I think one of the interesting things with that is with Edgar down there, and it's something that Edgar had talked to me about and his thoughts on that. And it's going to take a little bit of time, but as you look at that average going into today to see if maybe that starts to get better as the season moves forward and he starts getting some thoughts into these guys' heads and some of the things that they're thinking about and the way they're going about their business, maybe he can help them out because he definitely has some ideas of what's been going on.
3-2 to Trumbo, 2 out, nobody on here in the second. Payoff pitch.
Pretty good right there. Good fastball, 92, just off the outside corner, a little bit too close for him to take, and he was able to foul it off.
2. Fouled back again. 205 number we talked about. It's compounded by the fact that Santiago is second only to Wei and Chen. Opponent's batting average runners in scoring position at 125, 7 for 56. Chen is 098.
I'll take him out of the yard a couple of times.
There you go. Bouncing ball, backhand by Freese. Mariners have won an order here in the second inning. Glad to have you with us from Anaheim. Felix, second inning coming up. The Mariners calendar brought to you by Sleep Country USA. Next stop, well, day off in San Diego. Yippee, hip hip hooray. Padres swing the bat pretty well. See how that works out. And then 4 with the Athletics, and then come home. Final homestand before the All-Star break. Man, it's gotten here that quickly. Second half will start in New York and Detroit. There's Pujols. It's strike 1. Albert, a .238 hitter, 1 homer, 7 homers, and 11 strikeouts against Felix. Felix with 2 strikeouts in the first inning. Got Giavotella and he got Trout. Both swinging. Pujols, Freese, and Matt Joyce, 4, 5, and 6 here for the Angels. Broken bat, ground ball, Cano. Plenty arm strength to throw out Albert Pujols.
But I was just thinking that the disposition of Robinson Cano when he's playing, he's probably the one second baseman that would not have been flustered by this, as Brad will run right in front of him. That's okay, take my time. Nice easy flip across the diamond. Didn't bother him at all, and decided because he ran in front of him, he didn't take a step, and he has plenty of arm strength. But you could just tell it just didn't bother him, and I think some other second baseman would have been rattled by that.
Down low to David Freese. .237's got some pop with 10 home runs. Trout, Pujols, and Freese are the double-figure home run hitters to this point for the Angels.
Freese is 0 for 15 against Felix. That was interesting looking at the roster for the Angels, and for Felix, you take Mike Trout out of the equation, and we talked about his numbers. The Angels hitting just 153 with 62 strikeouts against him.
One of the reasons Vladimir Guerrero has retired.
Good point.
Remember those first few years we're coming down here?
He won an MVP one of those years for the Angels. And he was so tough, I used to think, to try to figure out how to pitch to him because he would swing at everything. Top of his shoes, shoulder high, off the plate in, away. Didn't matter.
When he volleyed.
He was just ready to swing.
There's a pitch sort of like that, and he hit it hard.
And he hit it hard.
Give me a break.
He was something. Great player.
You missed him in Montreal by what?
A couple of years.
Yeah. He was a bad Vlad fan. That man get hit.
He was a really good right fielder until he started having some knee problems.
Great arm.
Yep.
Swing and a miss. He gets freeze. 2 strikeouts for Phillies.
Well, this time it looks as if he's going to the slider off the plate. Good pitch. Right at the bottom of the strike zone. Freeze chasing it.
Quick 2 outs here in the second brings up Matt Joyce. One-time Ray, one-time Tiger. Brad Miller's waiting for it. And Felix. There's 1, 2, 3 in the second. So both pitchers 6 up, 6 down in this duel in the sun here in Anaheim. Seattle Mariners baseball here in Root Sports, being brought to you by BNSF Railway, sponsor of the BNSF Blast, and by Volkswagen. Hurry in and get a deal during the Volkswagen Stop Dreaming, Start Driving event. I'll cool you down here in this hot day in Anaheim. No score, both pitchers on top of their games, Felix Hernandez and Hector Santiago. Bottom third of the order for the Mariners, Brad Miller, Mike Zunino, and Willie Bloomquist. Brad looking to extend his inning streak to 4 games, 6 for his last 10. Nary a base runner to this point. Going back is Matt Joyce towards the line. Makes the play. Easy out.
I'll bring up Mike Zunino. I think we're starting to see some progress with Mike. You look at his last 4 games, he's hitting .357 with a home run and a couple of RBIs, 1 walk. But in 16 plate appearances, the most important thing, Dave, he's only had 1 strikeout.
There you go.
So he's putting the ball in play.
Up and in. Homered yesterday. Let's take a look. Our power play, Seattle City Light power play, and see the strength there, Mike Z.
Out front of a breaking ball a little bit, but you're right. You can see the power that he has. But again, over his last 4 games, just 1 strikeout. picking up some base hits, hitting .357, 5 for 14 with that home run.
A lot of times he'll get Sunday off, but Lloyd said the combination of things, having Felix on the mound and he's swinging the bat well. He's had a stronger front side. He's getting a lot of positive results lately, so tried it. Strikes out in this occasion. That's 8 up, 8 down for Santiago.
Mike a little bit late on this high fastball, right about belt high.
Willie Bloomquist getting started first base. Logan Morrison getting today off to go with tomorrow. Back has been barking just a little bit. Willie getting his 3rd start at first base. Morrow coming over. How about job done by Hector Santiago. Perfect through the first 3 here in Anaheim. All right, Angie, thank you. Beautiful day here in Southern California. Chris Iannetta leads off here in the bottom of the 3rd against Felix Hernandez, Efren Navarro, and Taylor Featherston to follow. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Felix struck out 3 of the first 6 that he's faced. Beat the Angels in the opener back on the 6th of April. Look out. 7 innings in that game. 2 hits, 1 run, 10 strikeouts. Pitched here in Anaheim, 5th of May, 7 innings, 8 strikeouts. 6 hits, 1 run and was earned. Breaking ball hit to Brad Miller. And there's 1 away. Down here in the 3rd, it would be Summer at Safeco Field. At KeyBank's Kids Run Around the Bases. First event of the season is coming up on Sunday, July 12 against these Angels. After the game, all youngsters are invited to round the diamond. Pick up your tickets. The family right now, Mariners.com. Efren Navarro, the first baseman. Up the middle, first hit of the ball game. Alex reached, just missed. First base runner.
Give Navarro some credit. Pretty good fastball. It's down just off the outside corner. Able to pick up that base hit back up the middle, but good hitting. It was a quality first pitch from Felix.
He's a Taylor Featherston. His errant throw is the one that raised the knot on the head of Robinson Cano in yesterday's ball game. Robbie just come back to the dugout, sitting down. That is let's catch a break there, just foul.
Well, back-to-back hitters being aggressive on first pitch fastballs. That fastball right on the inside corner. Good look at our EQC tracer in the first pitch fastball right there at 90.
You played third. You've had, no doubt, your share of bad hops over the years.
Yes.
Ever get lit up like that?
The worst one for me was the last day of spring training in '95, and a ball came up, and I had the flip-down sunglasses on.
Right.
And it hit right there, ended up cutting my forehead, shattered the glasses, and did the same thing, gave me a pretty good knot.
Stitches?
No. Little tape on there for a while, Dave. It was very attractive. Good luck. But it'll stun you for a little bit. You could tell yesterday, Robbie, when he was hit, he was stunned. I've seen that before. We were taking infield one time, and I don't know if you remember, and I played third base a little bit for the Rangers, Scott Coolbaugh.
Yeah.
I ended up hitting him one day. It's a bad feeling when that happens, overthrowing first base and hitting a guy like that.
It's terrible. 0-2. Breaking ball, swing and a miss. Got him. Fourth strikeout for Felix, 2 away.
This looks like the curveball from Felix, and it is 12-6 curveball. He's thrown that quite a bit here in the early going. It's been a good pitch for him this year. He's also used his slider a little bit early in counts, and I think we'll probably see more of that with as aggressive as the Angels have been.
Back to the top of the order, Johnny Giavitello. Showed bunt.
Well, Kyle was playing back with 2 outs. Probably play about halfway now. Well, he comes back in a couple of steps.
Third base coach, here's Gary DiSarcina. Breaking ball.
Came up on him.
Everybody safe.
There'll be an E5 on Kyle. Ball does come up on him, but you can see Giavitello showing bunt, brings Kyle in a little bit. He gets in between hop as that comes up. He was in good position to make the backhanded play. Kyle sure-handed. Was off the heel of his glove. Tried to make the play at second, but it was too late.
The inning continues with, after the E5, Cole Calhoun, the hitter, outfielder. Make that the right fielder, flied out the left first time. First pitch strike.
He's throwing a lot of strikes again. 31 pitches, 24 strikes. Majority of them quality pitches on the corners. Keeping the ball down.
Another beauty. It's a Henneman 2.
I think one of the other things he's figured out early is he has a good curveball going today, and he's using it. That last one right at the bottom of the strike zone.
Felix in the driver's seat, 0-2. Right to Cano. Inning over. Another 0 posted by the King here in Anaheim as we go to the 4th inning. In Anaheim, let's check out our Coors Light cold hard facts and check out the company that Felix Hernandez is in here. Most career strikeouts against the Angels: Roger Clemens, Bert Blyleven, and Mickey Lolich. Great left-hander for the Detroit Tigers, and then Felix.
I'm going to go out on a limb, since all those gentlemen are retired now, that Felix will be at the top of that list by the time that he is done.
I agree. See if the boys can get him some runs here. Top of the 4th inning, top the order. As Hector Santiago's been perfect through the first 3. He's got Jackson, Gutierrez, and Cano.
Now you look at those 3, and in the first inning, all 3 of them hit the ball hard for outs. Jackson flying out to center field. Gutierrez lined out to the left fielder, and Cano hit a solid one-hopper right at the second baseman. So hopefully they can get something going here in the 4th. See what it's like for him to pitch out of the stretch.
The other thing, too, is we've seen in the good games that Felix has had this year, give him a lead, it's over.
It's over. He knows what to do with it. That's for sure one of the best in the business.
All 2 strikes to Austin. Way outside, 2-2. Third start for Santiago against the Mariners. He started 2 games last April. His other 8 appearances have been out of the pen, and that wasn't close. 3-2. Gutierrez on deck. 3-2 pitch. Shocking now. It is the second strikeout by Santiago. 1 out here in the 4th. Make sure you watch Mariners baseball in comfort and style on the private terrace club level at Safe Go Field. This premium seating location loaded with TVs, a full bar, specialty concession stands, some of the best views of the game. Check out mariners.com/premium for more information. There's Goody 0 for 1.
Count evens at 1-1. Fight that off. Foul it back 1-2. Angels playing Goody straight up in the outfield and in the infield. Here's a 1-2. Houston leading the Yankees 2-1, bottom of the 8th. Kansas City and Oakland just underway. There you go, base hit. Well struck by Franklin Gutierrez. First Mariner hit. Ends the run of Santiago, and retired the first 10 men that he faced.
So Franklin has hit the ball hard a couple of times now. This time he gets paid off with the base hit. It's a fastball right on the inside corner. Lined out to the left fielder his first time up. And we'll see if Santiago is as sharp now that he has to pitch out at the stretch for the first time this afternoon.
Cano 2 for 12 against Santiago. Looks at ball 1. One of the Houston runs is a double that was misplayed in the outfield, and one of those good old-fashioned little league home runs.
Gardner and Jones out towards left center field. I actually saw the play. It was a lazy fly ball. Give Correa some credit. He was running hard the entire way, and they both got there about the same time, and then they both walked away, and the ball hit the ground, ended up against the fence, and young man sped around the bases, able to score on the play. So a little miscommunication by the Yankees helping out Houston.
Astros lead 2-1, bottom 8. 1 out, 1 on for Cano. He's got a 1-2 count with Cruz on deck. Mariners 4 games behind the second place Angels, 8 behind first place Houston, and just a game ahead of last place Oakland. It's good head-to-head matchups next week. Granted time by Corey Blazer, home plate umpire. Two and two.
See where that last fastball was, just off the outside corner. 91 miles an hour.
He's a good runner at first base. A lot of space out there for Cano. 2-2 pitch coming up. Full count. Nelson Cruz waits his turn. Two pitch. Goody runs. Pitch fouled off.
Cano putting up a pretty good fight right here. This will be the 9th pitch of this at bat. Again, another good fastball just off the outside corner. Too close to take. Able to foul it off.
Do it again, 3-2. Franklin back, no problem. Goody aboard with the single. The Mariners' first hit. Felix has given up one hit. As we play here in the top of the fourth. Robbie hammers into a foul.
Tenth pitch of the at-bat coming up. You can see on the trace of that pitch on the inside corner. High net of the catcher was set up away, so he missed his spot. Fortunately, if he'd left that pitch out on the plate just a little bit more, I think Robbie would have hammered it.
Toronto beat Texas 3-2 a couple hours ago. Long look by Santiago. Do it again at 3-2. He takes ball 4, sets up nicely for Cruz. Great at bat by Cano. First walk of the ball game. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Seattle Mariners. May not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Seattle Mariners. Hope you're enjoying your Sunday afternoon. Bring your Mariner baseball. This road trip here to California. Weekend set here, 2 in San Diego, 4 in Oakland. Cruz with a chance to impact this game right now. Up high, ball 1. Don't forget you can vote for Nelly for the All-Star game. Fans elect 9 starting American League players, including the DH, and 8 National League players. Fans can vote up to 35 times. First season of online-only balloting. Then you get the player ballot. That determines the 9 American League backup position players, 8 National League backup players. And then the manager's selection. Each manager, in consultation with other managers in his league and a commissioner's office, filled the team's roster up to 33 players.
I think Nelson's definitely going to be on the team, but I also feel that he should be the starter. So if you get an opportunity to vote, please do so. Right now, Morales out in front of him. Morales having a really good first half for Kansas City, but I think Nelson's numbers overall are better.
One-0 pitch to Nelly. Cruz 3 for his last 9, including today's ball game. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Trout giving chase, not gonna get it, not gonna get it. Here comes Goody and Cano right behind him. They'll stop Cano at third as Nelson Cruz doubles in Franklin Gutierrez. And the Mariners have a 1-0 lead here in the 4th inning. For Nelly, it's his 10th double and 46th run batted in. Extends his hitting streak to 3 games.
Yeah, we've talked about it a lot with Trout in center field. He can run down just about anything that stays in the ballpark, but this ball just hit too hard going out to right center field. It is a rocket as it slams into the fence out there. Good read by Cano. He takes off right away. Gutierrez will score easily, but Donnelly holding Cano up. Still just 1 out as we take another look. Fastball down, middle away. Good look at our Alaska Super Bowl and the swing by Cruz. Just a rocket.
He can hit the ball hard. Seager, right field, line drive. Cano had to go back to tag up. Here's a throw, airmail, and Robbie has to hold at third.
That's a mistake.
Came down the line a couple, 3 steps a minute. It cost him.
And it was hit hard to right field and deep enough for him to tag up, I think. And we'll take another look at it. Kyle puts a good swing on this, hits it hard, and Robbie takes a couple steps down the line. By the time he realized it might get caught, he was too late getting back. And Calhoun has a strong throwing arm.
He's going to need Mark Trumbo to pick him up here with 2 outs and 2 on. Should have been a run.
I wouldn't be surprised if they put him on. With his numbers against left-handed hitters, you have Brad Miller waiting on deck, although Brad's been a hot hitter. So we'll see how they're going to pitch to him. So we'll see what happens here.
Two outs, runners at second and third. 1-0 Mariners.
Saw that first pitch breaking ball in the dirt. Iannetta made a trip out to the mound, so they're going to be careful, I think.
Here's the 1-0.
Good cut fastball right on the inside corner.
Great opportunity here. 1-1 pitch. Marks a strike.
That's a tough call on Mark. Elevated fastball just off the inside corner. Went against it, or went against him.
Two outs, 2 on, a 1-2 pitch. Struck him out. So what looked like could have been a big inning. Mariners get just 1 run on 2 hits. The Warriors leave 2, but they have a 1-0 lead for Felix. The last reading I had with 82% humidity. It's a little humid down here. No complaints though. Got a good baseball game in front of us. Here's Mike Trout. Trout, Pujols, and Freeze against Felix. 3-4-5 here in the bottom of the 4th. Trout struck out on 3 pitches first time. It was disappointing. Couldn't get that second run home. Count at 1-1. top of the leaderboard of this Angel Ball Club in batting average, runs, hits, total bases, doubles. Second to Pujols in homers with 19. Second in RBIs, he's got 42. Albert's got 47. 1-2. You can hear some people with the K chant here. Andy was talking about folks on Twitter and Where I Root. You can hear some of them shouting K, K, and K. Felix so far today with 4 strikeouts, hasn't walked anybody. Giving up 1 base hit. 1-2 pitch. Two and 2. Strikes out Trout for the second time, and that curveball is a champion today.
We were talking about he obviously has a really good one today, and he's been using it more often than we've seen in the past, especially early in the ballgame. Typically, second, third time through the lineup is when it'll start to break out, but you can see a good 12-6 curveball from Felix. Running a little bit more this year than he did last year. Last year he was at 16%, 19% this year. But I wouldn't be surprised at the end of this game if that percentage isn't higher.
Trout has been a nemesis, and that's got to feel good for Felix to get him strike him out twice in this ballgame. Pitch to Albert off the plate for ball 1. That's the 18th time Felix has struck out Mike Trout. Pujols grounded out the Cano his first time. I'll be playing up the middle again here for Albert. Total temperatures in eastern Washington have topped at 110. So we got it easy here, Mike.
Yeah, this is not a problem.
Breaking ball.
Talked about it with Felix. It's one of the things that separates him from a lot of other pitchers, even in this league. He falls behind. Pujols has been a hot hitter. He's able to throw his curveball for a strike to get back into the count. So many times pitchers will have to throw a fastball if they don't want to walk him, and that's usually when Albert will hurt you.
Albert healthy, the legs are all good. Talked to Mike Socia the other day. Swinging the bat as well as he has since he's been here. And Mike said he checked with people in St. Louis, and they said he's swinging the bat like he did during those prime years over in the National League. Two and 2. Struck him out, Felix. He's got it working today. 4th inning, and that's his 6th strikeout. 2 down here in the 4th. Make sure you stick around after the game. The Mariners postgame presented by Delta Airlines. Nothing like striking at the heart of the opposition's order. Big 3-4 guys. So far, Trout, Pujols are combined 0 for 4.
And it's a bigger deal than most might think. If you look at the Angels this year, they're 12th in hitting, 11th in runs scored, 6th in home runs, and a lot of that has to go to Trout and Pujols and the damage that those two have done. When you look at them both combined, 42 home runs between the two of them.
Hello. Astros close out the Yankees 3-1 behind Colin McHugh. Goes to 9-3. Michael Pineda takes the loss. He's 8-5. On 1 pitch. Like the way Felix continues to work inside too. Three and 1. Freeze a strikeout victim on a 1-2 pitch. Back in the 2nd inning. 6 strikeouts for Felix, giving up 1 hit, no walks. Three one. And there's a walk. It's first of the ball game. 2-out base runner. Keep your eye on the bus. Follow us from a safe distance on Twitter at Sound Transit. Here's up Matt Joyce.
Joyce hit the ball back up the middle his first time up, but Brad Miller, well positioned, was able to make an easy play, throw him out.
Ball one.
Pretty good curveball. Felix normally will get that call. That was a strike.
Well, nothing was worse than the other day was that Friday. It was a couple of pitches right down the middle of the plate. Called for balls. That against Taiwan.
See Felix, 50 pitches, 34 of those were strikes.
One-0 pitch. Count evens at 1-1. Breaking ball hit foul.
Felix has his curveball working the way that he has today, and it's a good 12-6 curveball. It's really dropping straight down. Not much movement across the plate, and it makes it so difficult for a hitter to try to square that pitch up.
He's got Joyce 1 and 2, man at first. Pitch up high. 2, 53rd pitch by Felix.
Big league hitters typically, when it comes to a breaking ball, they would rather see it breaking more across the plate. And that has not been the case with Felix's curveball today. Great action on it.
Two. Thought he had him. Back-to-back 3-ball counts here.
That was a good fastball at 95 miles an hour. Felix's best fastball today, but it was off the plate away.
Hot day, Felix in the long sleeves. The good lather work in here. 3-2 pitch. Runner goes. Lost it. Back-to-back walks.
Mike Zunino making a trip out to the mound. Good conversation, I'm sure, with Felix and what he wants to do with Chris Iannetta, the catcher that's due up. Try to get him back in the strike zone, get a ground ball, and get out of the inning.
Angels catcher Chris Iannetta. Two strikeouts and 2 walks in this inning here for the Angels. Ball one. Mariners lead on an RBI double by Nelson Cruz. Well, hot water here for Felix. Behind 1-0 with 2 on, 2 out. Command of the curveball slipping away from him.
Well, a little bit of everything here. Yeah, he's missing with his fastball, well off the plate inside. Rick Waits now making a trip out to the mound. So one of the keys, you mentioned the curveball, Dave. That's one of the keys for Rick Waits when he's watching Felix. He watches him throw his curveball, and things get out of sync. That's typically when he'll make a trip.
Message delivered. It's going to work out of a 2-0 hole. 2 outs, 2 on. David Freese at second, Matt Joyce at first. 2-0 pitch to Iannetta. 3-0.
Another good pitch. Felix didn't get the call on it.
First 3 innings, a total of 7 balls for Felix. Fourth inning, 15. 3-0. So we get help there. 3-1. Take it. Iannetta career 1 for 6 against Felix. 3-1 pitch. Right to Cano. And Robbie throws him out. Felix survives his first Rocky inning of this ball game. He's got a 1-0 lead. Make difference in the ball game. No surprise, the difference in the ball game. The boomstick himself, Nelson Cruz, sends this one to right center field. That'll score Franklin Gutierrez first base. Mariners have a 1-0 lead. Mariners wind up leaving two men on base in that inning. Come away with the 1-0 lead as we play the fifth here. Dave Sims, Mike Blowers, and Root Sports crew. A lot of Mariner fans in the building.
Seeing that double by Cruz and understanding what he has meant to this club here in the first half as Brad hits this ball hard right to the right fielder. Calhoun makes a play, but hopefully they're voting for Cruz. Let's make him a starter in the All-Star game. Deserving of it.
Quick one out, and I'll bring up Mike Zunino. And Cruz definitely belongs in the All-Star game as a starter, the DH, no doubt. Mike, strikeout victim on a 1-2 pitch. Santiago's K'd 3, walked 1. Really herky-jerky delivery. And some pitches more than others.
I think it's on his fastball. When he tries to throw it inside to the right-handers, that's when you see it. And typically that's going to be a cut fastball.
2-2 to Mike. Athletics hosting the Royals. No score, top of the third. Mike ZK's for the second time today. 2 outs here in the 5th, and that's strikeout number 4 for Santiago. Let's take a look at our Delta Airlines key climbing standings. Houston beating the Yankees today. 4.5 game lead over the Angels. Rangers 5 back. Mariners. A lot of games head-to-head still remaining with the Angels, Rangers. Athletics coming up this next weekend. It's Willie Bloomquist. He fouled out to the first baseman, Navarro, in his first at bat. Good count for Willie, 2-0. Willie playing in his 35th game. One. Count evens on Willie. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2 outs. If they can keep it going, Austin Jackson, leadoff man, will get his 3rd opportunity. Count. Payoff pitch to Willie. Walked him. Second walk issue by Santiago. Inning continues with a man aboard for Austin Jackson.
Number 16, Austin Jackson.
Austin today's lined out to center and struck out.
I think with 2 outs, you have Austin up there. Good time for Willie to run if he wants to try to get into scoring position. A couple of outs. If he gets thrown out, you'll have Austin leading off the next inning. There he goes. Right away. Nobody's there.
And
Just got there. Yeah. Well, he was trying to go on first move, and Santiago saw that.
1-3-6 and put out 1-0 Mariners. To become the first 11-game winner in the American League, and through 4, he's got 6 strikeouts, 2 of them against Mike Trout, 1 against Pujols. And for the most part, with the exception of the little hiccup with Freeze and Joyce, that curveball has been sensational today.
It's been his best pitch today. He's had a good changeup, too, as we take a look at his line. 60 pitches, 4 innings, just the one hit, couple of walks. We were talking about it in the break, and I wonder, Felix, we had back-to-back walks, that maybe after he strikes out Trout and Pujols, and that was the trouble for him in the inning, maybe lost his concentration for a hitter or two. Rick Waits went out there, and he was able to get right back in line, an easy ground ball to get out of the inning. And another good curveball that wasn't called for a strike. That one right at the bottom of the strike zone.
Sometimes umpires get fooled too, right?
Well, there was a thing for a while there. If you take a look at the EQC tracer and the location of that second pitch, the curveball at the bottom. But umpires were having a hard time calling the pitch for a strike, and so pitchers stopped throwing it.
I remember when Felix started really mastering that changeup, he wasn't getting some of those calls either. I remember you pointing that out one time because you said, and it was a great point about guys are giving up on it like a hitter would.
And that's one of the jobs that Mike Zunino will have at times, especially when Felix is out there, is to remind the umpire, stay with that pitch.
Strikes out Navarro. That's strikeout number 7.
And this will be on the changeup. Again, you can see the downward movement, moving towards the outside corner against the left-handed hitter. Weak swing by Navarro, completely fooled on the pitch.
Brings up the shortstop, Taylor Featherston. This with that breaking ball, ball 1. Andy, 1-1.
Good slider that time on the outside corner. He has it all working today.
Went back to it, missed. 2-1. Felix has given up 1 hit. 1 out single to center to Navarro into third. Two and 2. Wave that K. 2-2. Got him. 8th strikeout for Felix. 2 away here in the 5th. Make sure you follow the Mariners wherever you are with MLB.com At Bat, the #1 app for live baseball. At Bat is up to the moment at any moment with in-game highlights, live look-ins, replay reviews, radio broadcasts, StatCast, and more. Get MLB.com At Bat for your smartphone or tablet. Top of the order, Johnny Giavotella. Strikeout and reached on an error by Kyle Seager. Only error in the ball game, and that error proved not to be harmful to the Felix and the Mariners. Deal 1. Goes ahead of Giavotella.
Felix has also had a good fastball today. We've seen him top out at 95 miles an hour. A lot of 93s and 94s from him. I think he likes the warm weather.
He must. To have worn a long sleeve shirt on a day like this. We're sitting here trying to peel everything off.
He always does. Those sleeves are with him all the time.
It's a nice old school look. Yes, I feel like I'm transported back in time when I was a little kid.
Sleeves and the high socks.
Exactly.
Yeah.
1 2 strikes. Pitch rolled just below the knee.
Fortunately, the uniforms are not made out of wool.
Hey, man. Got that right. That flannel. Woo. 1-2. You could lose half your body weight by the 5th inning of a hot day like this if you're wearing flannels. Two outs and nobody on. Got some folks down the right field line holding up the K cards. Felix deals 1-2. Sella fights it off.
I think Socha right now is really happy with this at bat. 7th pitch coming up. He wants to try to get Felix's pitch count up if he can and get him out of here.
Understood.
So far in good shape. Just 75 pitches working here in the 5th.
14 curveballs in this game for Felix.
And there's another one.
Foul ball. Nice job by Corey Blazer to get in good position to make that call. Played on puck. You're talking about the heat, wearing the long sleeves. That's why you do all that work in between, all the running and all the fitness routines you go through as a pitcher. Get those legs, need them. Two. Two balls, 2 strikes. Put it in play and hit it deep. Trumbo, long run, back on the track, makes the catch. Applause and a salute by Felix to Mark Trumbo, the former Angel. Felix through 5, doing his work, needs some support. He's got a 1-0 lead. To buy Money Tree, proud to make a donation to Mariners Care for every Mariners win. Buy Jack in the Box. If the Mariners win, mention Mariners for a free Jumbo Jack tomorrow at Jack in the Box. And buy Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Palm trees, the beach, is that lovely? Let's go play 9, Mike. The Torrey Pines. No 9. It'll be a bad deal. Get it in right before the game, drive down to San Diego. Everybody's happy. Not going to be next year. We'll execute that plan. Austin Jackson going to lead it off. He was at the dish when Willie Bloomquist was thrown out for out number 3 in the 5th. Willie had walked, tried to generate something, and got picked off.
Well, for Willie, he was going on the first move. He wasn't trying to read Santiago. The thing that I liked about it is he went on the first move, which would have been the first pitch to Jackson, so that if he was able to make it, Jackson has a count to work with to try to drive him in.
Absolutely. 2-1 here to Austin. He's 0 for 2. A line out to center, strikeout. Victor, 4 strikeouts, 2 walks by Santiago. Giving up a run on 2 hits. Felix, no runs on 1 hit. Felix has 8 strikeouts. He's walked 2. Comes Trout. Got a late start. Have to play it on a hot base hit. Drops one in front of Trout. Good start to the 6th.
It's right off the end of the bat, like a changeup. Changeup away from him, and Trout freezes in center field, and by the time he makes a break on it, the ball will fall in front of him. So a good start for the Mariners. Jackson picks up a base hit.
3-game hitting streak for Austin.
Only the 3rd hit for the Mariners. Franklin Gutierrez is going to step in. He has one of the hits. Hit the ball hard twice. So they lined out to the left fielder and had a solid line drive base hit into left.
Strike 1 to Franklin. John Ryan, punter for the Seattle Seahawks, huge baseball fan. In the house here today. One to Goody with Jackson at first base. Nobody out. Jackson, the leading base stealer for the Mariners, has got 7. Been caught 6 times. Playable for Iannetta. Put out the 6th in print and online at SeattleTimes.com. The Seattle Times delivers deep sports coverage to your desktop, phone, or tablet. Make the most of the season. Visit SeattleTimes.com to subscribe today. And we got some idiot on the field. Let's say hello to Trout. Trout's not having anything to do with it. And the security is closing in right now. Trying to form a shield. Like one guy's ankle. There's Mike Curtis when you need him. Oof. Load of 2 tackles, 3 tackles, 4 tackles. Broken some ankles. Coming into the infield, not good here.
Hope he enjoys his time in jail.
Hallucinogens is this guy. Security guys are gassed. Taken down. Guy was surrendering and then get wrestled to the ground. I'm sure as he was going down, he was saying, "Don't tase me, bro. Don't tase me."
The announcer announcing the fines and everything else that he's going to enjoy now.
I hope they're mounting by the second, too. That's our first disturbance of that kind this year.
Hopefully the last.
Thank you. I referenced to Mike Curtis, the great linebacker for the Baltimore Colts, one time clotheslined a dude who came on, interrupted the game with Miami, and I'm telling you, he got him clean with the clothesline. Boom! Well, Santiago's got to get his head back in the game. Ditto Cano and everybody else. Before we were rudely interrupted, Robinson Cano was stepping into the box.
Cano hit the ball hard his first time up. Ground ball, one hopper right to the second baseman. The long at bat, his second time, ended up working a walk.
Go on to Robbie. Called for a moment. Robbie looks at strike.
Two perfect pitches. Both of them right on the outside corner. The last pitch, good cutter.
Nothing Mariner lead as we play here in the top of the sixth. See if Robbie can find a gap here. Jackson with excellent speed at first base. Nelson Cruz is on deck. Ooh, holding badly on that one. 2 away. Good strikeout for Santiago.
Nelson Cruz, he's driven in the one run of the game. Line drive double off the fence in right center field.
Double extending his hitting streak to 3 games. 4 for his last 10. Breaking ball for a strike. What a launch. It's behind 0-2. Last homer came 8 days ago against Houston. Attention, 1-2. Leadoff single by Jackson. Goody popped up to the catcher. Fan ran on the field, stopped the game for a couple of minutes. Cano struck out on a 1-2 pitch. And Cruz goes down swinging. And for the Mariners in the 6th, they have a 1-0 lead. All right, Angie, thank you. Tell you what, it's balmy here. It's 113 degrees in the Mettown River. We got it easy here at 86. Felix facing Calhoun, Trout, and Pujols here in the 6th. 1-0 lead. RBI by Cruz in the 4th. They only scored. Calhoun today. Fly to left and line out to Cano. Felix today, he struck out 8, walked 2. Tied the first 7 men that he faced. Got through an important 4th inning. Trout leading off, struck him out. Pujols struck out.
He's only given up 1 hit to Navarro. Ground ball, base hit back up the middle.
And he just missed with his glove. He reached down and just missed it. After those 2 Ks of Trout, Pujols, a couple of walks. He was able to get out of the inning, getting Iannetta to ground out to Cano. Right now it's 3-1 to Calhoun. One pitch. Leadoff walk. Wood does not come back to haunt it. Time now for a Geico this date in MLB history. Just 3 years ago, he tied a career best, 13 strikeouts for a complete shutout. Mariners 1-0 win over the Boston Red Sox. That's his 3rd walk here today. Here's Trout. Struck out twice. Curveball's been very useful. The first 2 at bats. Let's see how he attacks him here. Cano, double play depth. Calhoun's fast, so's Trout. Worked him inside, missed 2-0. Lloyd coming out now.
One of the things that Felix has had to do over the years is pitching a lot of close ball games. And I think for Lloyd, he's going to go out there and he wants him to stay aggressive with what he's doing. His stuff is so good today. And you get later in the game and you're trying to protect that 1-0 lead. The tendency is to try to make sure that if you make a mistake, it's off the plate. Rare that we see Lloyd go out to the mound to talk to Felix. He will do it to just about everybody else, but not Felix, but quick conversation with him. Felix now at 85 pitches, 52 strikes.
Got some work to do here. 2-0 to Mike Trout with Pujols on deck. Runner aboard. There we go. 2-0. 3-0.
Just badly with that last fastball. Zanino was set up on the outside corner and he missed in off the plate.
Some action in the pin.
Mark Lowe.
3-0 to Trout. Double play opportunity. There's one, and they get the second. Yes, sir! Double play! They turn Trout loose 3-0, and he bounces into a 5-4-3 twin killing. That's our Big Fish Casino big catch. That's a big moment for Felix.
Felix had to throw a strike, and he was able to throw a good fastball that had some seeking action right at the bottom of the strike zone to get the ground ball out. Cano able to turn the double play. Good play by Kyle to come get this with the speed of Trout. It was important to cut down some of the distance, and a strong throw by Cano to finish the double play. And now Rob Nodine is going to come out to the mound with Lloyd to see what's going on with Felix. I didn't see anything on that play.
All right.
Maybe cramping a little bit.
Could be.
A warm day.
Lloyd won't take any chances, I'll tell you that. Hurting a little bit, you're out. Felix pleading his case.
Yeah, he's fighting to stay in the ball game. And we'll take a look at Felix after he throws the pitch. Right there, he looks okay. Yeah, I think he started to cramp, maybe his calf. Felix is now at 87 pitches, and they're going to let him go. One of the things that Lloyd has talked about, especially with Felix, is you have to trust him. You know, and there's times when Felix will be okay. It's time for him to get out of the game, and you won't get much of an argument. But every now and then, Felix will argue with him.
And he did. It looked like he was going to cast the Law and Order.
Yeah, he didn't want to come out of the game. And I think if it was just a little cramp to his calf, that would be okay. But you can see the bullpen busy, Lowe and Beimel getting loose.
I guess he told him, Lloyd told him, let's finish this inning, then you're done. 2 outs, Pujols ground out and a strikeout today. Breaking ball in there for strike. A run on 3 hits, 1 error, 3 left for the Mariners. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 4 left for the Angels. 1-1 Albert. That is a foul ball.
Kyle doing the right thing. It was a close play, and he wasn't sure if it went over the corner of the bag or not, so he was trying to make the play. You'll see Kyle dive for it, even though it's a foul ball. It's the umpire's job to make the call. You don't want to be wrong as an infielder, so go ahead and try to make the play. Good news, it's foul.
2 outs, nobody on. One of the bigger double plays we've seen the Mariners turn this year. 1-2 to Pujols. Squeeze out a little bit too much. 2-2. Jones struck out 8, walked 3. Two balls, 2 strikes. Pujols, they checked, and he did not commit. Count runs full.
Let's take a look at it. Breaking ball away from him. That looked like the slider.
Felix sitting on 100 strikeouts on the season. 1-1 would be nice. Pitch popped up, foul.
And another good curveball. Not wanting to give in to him. 12-6 curveball dropping right in there for a strike. Late swing by Pujols.
Do it again, a 3-2. Chop foul. Six innings of 1-hit ball by Felix Hernandez. 8 strikeouts and trying to retire Pujols here on a 3-2 pitch. Out straight back.
Perfect location on the fastball. You can see it on the EQC tracer. The 8th pitch of this at bat. So right on the outside corner at the knees. And this next pitch will be 96 for Felix. I don't think there's any doubt this will probably be his last inning, and he'll go to the bullpen.
Here we go, 3-2, Pujols. Fly ball left field, staying in the yard. Goody's got it. And Felix is through 6. One hit shutout with 8 strikeouts on this hot day in Anaheim. Coming up, Seager, Trumbo, and Miller. Mariners Team Store Fan Dream Stakes contest going on right now. When you stop by any of the 5 Mariner Team stores to sign up, you're automatically entered to win one of 10 great prizes, including authentic Mariners apparel, a photo with a player, or even the chance to throw out the first pitch. Stop by Mariners Team Store to enter. If you're enjoying your Sunday afternoon of baseball here, Dave Sims and Mike Blauer's Root Sports crew. But Felix is done for the day. Certainly think so, given talking to assistant head trainer Rob Nodine. And certainly done a good job here today, Mike.
Yeah, and Charlie Furbush is starting to get loose in the pen, so I think you're right.
Oh, Giavotella, Rob Seager, one out.
Miles hit the ball hard a couple of times today and has nothing to show for it. Take a look at Giavotella taking this base hit away from Kyle. Trevor Gott going to get loose in the pen for the Angels. Hard throwing right-hander.
There's Mark Trumbo. Bounced to third and struck out today. Ball 1 from Santiago. He struck out 6, walked 2. Giving up a run on 3 hits. Mariners run coming in the 4th inning. RBI double by Nelson Cruz. High fly ball staying in the yard. At Joyce under. 2 away. Extraordinary moments happen every night in baseball, but on one night they all happen in one place. Don't miss the 86th All-Star Game. Coverage begins at 4 p.m. Pacific Tuesday, July 14th from Cincinnati on Fox. Red Miller stands in 0 for 2. Fly ball to left and a line out to right. Teller gets another easy play, and easy play. The first one was more difficult. Santiago goes 1-2-3 in the 7th. Mariners lead it 1-0.
Felix Hernandez Day is done his job. Shutout ball for 6 innings, giving up the 1 hit.
Yeah, just the 1 hit. 3 walks for him today, 8 strikeouts, 96 pitches, 59 of those for strikes. And out of the 96 pitches, 20 curveballs today, so 21%. That's better than when he did in his last outing. Last outing, he threw his curveball about 15%. So good job by Felix today. For Charlie, his 31st appearance, a 1.86 ERA, has really pitched well, the left-hander. 14 strikeouts, over 19 in the third. Opponents hitting just 119 against Charlie.
Mariner fans on hand here at Anaheim. Charlie indeed has been excellent this year. Charlie pitched a third of an inning in Friday's ball game. Came in, got a big strikeout of Cole Calhoun. David Freese will be Charlie's first hitter. Hitting. Johnny runs aboard.
And we're going to get a pinch hitter for Joyce. It looks like Robertson, Daniel Robertson, going to pinch hit. Nobody throwing in the Mariner pen.
So we get a pinch runner. Daniel Robertson's going to do the pinch hitting. And pinch running at first is Kyle Kubitzer. So here's Robertson. His 11th game, a .250 hitter. No homers, 2 runs batted in.
Robertson only 20 at-bats on the year. Kyle Seager playing in on the grass at third, expecting a bunt.
Kyle creeping in, bunt shown. He moved his feet.
Charlie loosens him up a little bit.
Robertson 1 for 2 with an RBI as a pinch hitter. Casamino, so runner to second. Kubitzer. Wild pitch.
Mark Lowe starting to get loose again in the Mariner pen. Josiah Netta, the catcher, due up next. Right-handed hitter, so Lowe trying to get loose in a hurry. Charlie trying to find the strike zone right now. Missed badly with a couple of fastballs. Still a bunt situation. Kyle Seager have to play just inside the bag at third, up close.
2-0 count to Robertson. That's a good one. Seager goes to Cano. Sacrifice. 5-4, running to third. 1 out. Sure you join us for Nelson Cruz bobblehead night. Saturday, July 11th. Boomstick's going to make his Mariners bobblehead debut. Free to the first 20,000 fans, so get ready to enjoy the Boom in bobblehead form. Picking up your tickets right now at mariners.com.
And that will bring Lloyd out of the dugout. He's going to get Mark Lowe.
Mark Lowe will take over here. 1 out, runner at third. Tough go here for Furbush after performing so well in this last outing. A hit batter gives up a sacrifice bunt. His runner at third, wild pitch mixed in. Tying run just 90 feet away with 1 out. Here in the 7th, Mark Lowe takes over.
match of this weekend series.
And he's going to get Eric Ibar going to pinch hit. Well, Ibar going to pinch hit for Ionetta, the catcher. And Lloyd McClendon bringing Mark in. Mark threw the ball extremely well yesterday. His fastball has been 95 to 97 miles an hour with a good slider. Ibar, switch hitter.
He can do a little of everything. Suffered a hamstring injury in Friday night's game.
Mariners will bring their infield in.
Trying to protect a 1-0 lead. Strike one there.
Good slider on the outside corner. Joe Beimel up in the pen for the Mariners. See Ibar, what he's done left-handed this year, 244 hitter.
3 for 13 against Mark Lowe. 0-1 pitch. Tie ball game at 1-1. They say he can do a little everything.
Yeah, that's just good hitting right there. Good fastball at 94, well off the plate away, and the drawn-in infield just slaps it the other way. And again, take a look at his fastball off the plate. Didn't try to do too much with it, just trying to get the runner home, and he's able to do that. Little slap shot. And Lloyd back out of the dugout. Navarro, left-handed hitter, are due up. He's going to probably get Joe Beimel.
One out, one on, tie ball game here in the 7th. Step aside, get back to Anaheim right after this. Beimel takes over on the mound for the Mariners.
For Joe, his 21st appearance on the year. 3.10 ERA, 11 strikeouts over 20 in the third. Opponents hitting .222. He's given up 2 home runs this year. He will face Navarro, the left-handed hitter. Mike Scioscia here in this inning emptied his bench. Nobody left on the bench for Scioscia.
Carlos Perez, bench running for Ibar, has the hamstring issue from Friday night. We've seen Furbush, Lowe, and now Beimel out of the pen here in the 7th. Navarro is going to be the hitter. Joe can really use a double play right now. Navarro 2 for 2 against him.
And it looks like it will be up to Joe to get out of the inning. Nobody throwing in the Mariner bullpen. Joe Smith getting loose in the pen for the Angels. Veteran right-hander, submariner. He is their setup man.
In tight to Navarro. 0-1.
Effort today, base hit to center and a strikeout. Pitch. Should be enough for 2. And it is. So damage limited to 1 run for the Angels. Ties the game at 1-1 as we turn to the 8th inning. Anaheim, let's check out our game summary. Take it back to the 4th inning. Mr. Cruz at the dish, and boy, look at that pitch that he went down and got. Hit it off the wall. That's good enough for Goody to score from first base. And the Mariners have their only run of the ball game, 7th inning. Things started happening against the bullpen, and here's Eric Ibar pinch hitting. It just flips one to left field. That scores David to make that pinch runner Kubica. And there you have it. 1-1 ball game. Changes. You got Robertson in left now. Kubica is at third. Joe Smith's the new pitcher. Carlos Perez is the new catcher.
And for Joe Smith, 34th appearance, 3.16 ERA, 30 strikeouts, 9 walks, and 31 1/3. Opponents hitting .230, has yet to give up a home run this year. Good sinking fastball and a slider.
Popped up by Zunino. A lot of guys calling for it. Shortstop. Makes the play. That's Featherston, one away. One away brings up Willie Bloomquist. Got the start today at first. 0 for 1 with a walk.
Mike Scioscia has emptied his bench. Nobody available to him. Lloyd McClendon, good left-handed hitters. He has Seth Smith available, Morrison, Ackley, and Sucre on his bench.
One to Willie. It's hitting .230 off of Joe Smith this season. This way. 1-2. Really battling 0-2. Smith just got him.
It's unfortunate if that ball gets away from Smith, or if he's not able to field it. I doubt the third baseman would have been able to make a play, and it would have been an infield hit for Willie as he hustles down the line. And they barely get him.
Quick 2 outs, top of the order, Austin Jackson. First pitch to Austin. Strike one. Cano doesn't score on in the 4th inning. The line drive to right field off the bat of Seager really looms large now.
And then you can also look at the run the Angels scored. It was a hit batter to lead the inning off a wild pitch. They were able to bunt him over to third. So the little base hit by Ibar ties the ball game up.
Two and one.
Nobody throwing in either bullpen right now.
Featherston can't get it, base hit.
Two for 4 afternoon for Austin Jackson. Good sinker from Smith, but he finds the hole back up the middle. Featherston, the shortstop, playing over for him to pull. And Seth Smith will come out of the dugout. He's going to pinch hit for Gutierrez. Gutierrez finishes the day 1 for 3, scored the 1 run.
Beth will stay on and play in left field.
And this is something that Seth has done a lot of in his career and a lot of success. 310 with 7 home runs for Seth Smith.
Two outs, good speed at first in the person of Austin Jackson. Put the shift on for Seth. Smith against Smith here. Back safely is Jackson. High pop. Robinson backing up. That's the play. Mariners turned away in the 8th in this 1-1 game. ultimate fan from the state of Montana? If so, you could win a VIP trip to Seattle. Send us a photo and story using hashtag UltimateNWFanMT or by email at ultimatefan@rootsports.com. But hurry, you only have a couple of days left to enter, so the official rules, go check them out at rootsports.com. Joe Beimel continues on here in the 8th.
Seth Smith will remain in the game, take over left field where Gutierrez had the start.
Taylor Featherston going to lead it off. The shortstop for the Angels, followed by Johnny Giavotella and Cole Calhoun. Pitch by Joe, pulling that string. 1-2.
Carson Smith getting loose in the bullpen, and I'm sure they're getting him ready for Trout and Pujols. Carson.
Very limited offense here today. These two teams combining for 2 runs on 6 hits. 1 on 4 hits for the Mariners, 1 on 2 hits for the Angels.
Well, they both have had issues scoring runs this year. The Angels 11th in runs scored in the American League. The Mariners 14th. Angels have their closer, Houston Street, getting loose in their bullpen.
Phillies left the game with a 1-0 lead. 6 innings of 1-hit shutout ball, 3 walks and 8 Ks. Got exactly 100 for the season. Strikeouts. Puts him in the top 3. In the background, you can hear Mariner fans with the K chant, hoping Beimel can get a strikeout here to start off the bottom of the 8th. Back up the middle, base hit. Go-ahead runs aboard.
It's like either the changeup or maybe a BP fastball, just 85 miles an hour towards the end of the bat. He finds that hole back up the middle. See how Mike Scioscia wants to play it. Giavotella due up the leadoff hitter. Probably going to have him bunt right here. Kyle Seager even with the bag at third, expecting the bunt. Also playing close to the line, trying to take the double away. Outfielders playing deep.
Giavotella showed. Leads the club with 4 sacrifices on the season.
Scioscia likes to bunt. They are 4th in sacrifice bunting in the American League.
Strike 1. Outfield straight away here for Giavotella. Beimel with the 0-1 pitch. Cano covers, sacrifice, 1-4. Next stop on this 3-city tour for the Mariners, San Diego, California. Mike Montgomery against Ian Kennedy and Taijuan Walker against James Shields. So runner to second, 1 out. Cole Calhoun, the batter, 0 for 2 with a walk.
And Mike Trout waiting on deck. Carson Smith looks as if he's ready to go in the pen. This will be Beimel's last hitter.
Kansas City with a 3-2 lead at Oakland, bottom of the 6th. Texas has lost 3-2 at Toronto. Houston knocked out the Yankees 3-1. Calhoun's been good. Runners in scoring position at 353 clip. He's hit center field. Here comes Austin Jackson. Here comes the throw. It is late. Throw to second. Not in time. Cole Calhoun delivers 2-1 Angels.
Gets the base hit. It looks like a breaking ball, and it is. Slow curveball, 80 miles an hour, and he hits it hard back up the middle. Breaking ball elevated a little bit. And now that the Angels have scored, see if Lloyd is going to stay with him. Looks like they're going to put Trout on.
An intentional pass for Trout.
Pretty interesting. Have Carson Smith ready to go. Do you bring him to face Albert, or you go ahead and put Albert on? You have Kubitz, a kid, young kid that came in as a pinch runner, a left-handed hitter, and let Beimel go after him. Of course, that puts a lot of pressure on Joe. He has to throw strikes at that point. See what Lloyd wants to do after he puts Trout on. And I like putting Trout on right here. You don't want to have to pitch to both of these guys. First base is open. I can see Lloyd and Trent. They're talking about it now. It looks like he's going to get Carson.
The call, bring in Carson Smith. Mariners trail 2-1 here in the 8th. A return right after this. Tight situation. Angels have taken the lead. Mike Trout's at first. Cole Calhoun, he's at second. And the hitter's going to be Albert Pujols.
For Carson Smith on the year, his 33rd appearance, a 1.48 ERA, 36 strikeouts, 6 walks, and 30 and a third. Opponents hitting just 160 against Carson.
Sure, one of the numbers Lloyd read in his charts, Trout was a 381 hitter, runners in scoring position, Albert at 224. Nonetheless, still a very tough hitter.
No, you're right, especially now because Albert has been the hot hitter coming into this series.
Albert today, ground out. Second, strikeout, and fly to left. Slider, strike one.
Angels this afternoon, not many opportunities, but making the most of them. 2 for 4 with runners in scoring position. Mariners are 1 for 3.
Albert 0 for 4 against young Mr. Smith. 0-1 pitch with 2 on. 1-2. Good speed out there with Calhoun and Trout. Twice the Mariners have gotten timely double plays today. One in the 6th, one in the 7th. They could go for the trifecta right here. 0-2 to Albert. 1-2. One ball game. One-two to Pujols. Oh, they got fooled on that. Look how far he rode it. My goodness, to the track. Calhoun tags, Trout tags, both in safely.
And we'll take a look at it. Looks like a slider. Actually off to the outside corner. Pretty good pitch by Carson Smith. Right in front of the fence. You're right, Dave. You see on the warning track as he makes the catch.
Thank God he swung with one hand, right? Jeez. Got fooled. His weight was on the front foot. If he stays back, there's no telling how far that ball would have gone. There's Kubica. And he looks at ball one. Runners at second and third, 2 outs.
Only 28 at bats on the year for Kubica.
Bentley there. 1-1. So we'll have 3, 4, and 5. Cano, Cruz, and Seager coming up top of the 9th. One and two. Trying to keep it a 2-1 ball game.
Houston Street ready to go in the bullpen for the Angels. Mariner saw him yesterday. Veteran right-hander. Yesterday he had a really good changeup when he came into the ball game.
1-2 pitch. Strike 3 call. Nice job by Carson Smith. Mariners give up a run in the 8th. Angels strand 2. Top 9. Need some runs. 2-1 Angels. guy, been an outstanding reliever in the course of his career. Houston Street, this is what he's done this season here, Mike.
21 saves in the 23 opportunities for him. ERA just over 2. He really pitched well. 32 strikeouts at 30 2/3. Opponents hitting 174 off of Street. Good sinking fastball, mixing a slider and a changeup.
And what has he done against the Mariners? Well, there you go. 46 games, a 2.62 ERA, 5-2 record with 24 saves.
We have the middle of the lineup he's going to have to work against. Cano, Cruz, and Seager due up.
Strike one, Robbie. No 1 for 10 against Street. Robbie today with a hard hit ground ball to second, a walk, and a strikeout. Back in the 4th, at 3rd, line drive by Seager to right. Took a couple of steps in, thinking the ball was going to maybe drop in for a base hit. It proved to be fatal because by the time he got back to the bag, the tag was too late.
For Houston Street. Not your typical closer in today's game, the style of closer. His fastball will be around 90 to 92 miles an hour. Change up and slider, and again, basically going to work off the edges of the plate.
1-2. Straight 6 foot 195, deals 1-2 here to Cano. Stood by Robbie to keep the at-bat alive. Didn't see it, but to our left, some big guy just reached out, plucked that foul ball. And a heck of a catch. Houston Street in his 11th big league campaign. He's been with Oakland, Colorado, the Padres, now in his 2nd year with the Angels. 1-2 to Cano. 2-2. Mariners down by a run, 2-1 here. The Angels have scored in the 7th and 8th to take the lead. No, strikes out, 1 away.
Good fastball from Street, 91 miles an hour, just off the outside corner. Good movement on the fastball, running away from Cano.
Toronto beat Texas 3-2. Kansas City leads Oakland 3-2. Houston beat the Yankees 3-1. Cruz 1 for 4 against Street. Strike one. Outside for Bowen. Street, knowing Cruz, do his best to stay away from him. Good news with Nelly, if he can get a pitch the outside part of the plate, we've seen him go opposite field. That last trip we had to Southern California, 2 balls he hit out of Dodger Stadium were phenomenal.
Yes, for that reason, I wouldn't be surprised if Street tries to maybe throw a pitch inside, move him around a little bit. Typically, in this point in the game, you would never think about it, but because Cruz has power all over the place.
There's Trout. 2 outs.
Well, Nelson gets an elevated breaking ball out over the plate, and he just missed it. Yeah, pretty good pitch for him to hit.
Last hope, Kyle Seager, 2 outs. Top 9, 2-1 Angels. Up high, ball 1. Seager 2 for 4 against Houston Street. There we go. Deep drive, right field. Giddy up, baby. Tie ball game. 2-2. Kyle Seager unloads with his 12th home run. We got a new ball game here in the 9th. That's a welcome sight. 2 outs, nobody on. Tie this baby up.
Well, Houston Street really makes a mistake right here at the fastball, and he throws it right down the middle. Kyle's hit the ball hard today.
There's a Mariner fan. She's digging it. That's what I'm talking about. That was a welcome sight. 12th homer, 38th RBI. Navarro there to get the pop-up off the bat of Trumbo, but the good news, breaking news here in the 9th. Mariners have tied it up. Kyle Seager's home run with 2 outs and nobody on. 2-2 ball game as we head to the bottom of the 9th. Homer, 38th RBI, ties it up top half of this inning. We will continue on, and before we get out of here, when we get out of here, we'll be headed to San Diego, day off tomorrow. Then Mike Montgomery takes him out against Ian Kennedy. Taijuan Walker, is he on a roll or what? He goes against the veteran James Shields. coming up for the Angels, the Robertson, Perez, and Navarro against Fernando Rodney.
32nd appearance on the year for Fernando. ERA 5.70. 30 innings, 26 strikeouts, 15 walks. Want to stay away from the walks here. Tie ball game. Opponent's hitting .276. He's given up 4 home runs this year.
Taking over in left field for the Mariners here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Justin Ackley off the bench. And moving from left field to right field is Seth Smith. Hopefully Fernando can do some damage here against the bottom of the order for the Angels. Give Mariners a chance to take the lead in the 10th. Cloud cover moving in. Cooled things off a little bit. Hot sun here in Southern California. Daniel Robertson came in as a pinch runner. Make that a pinch hitter in the 7th inning. Ball 1 from Fernando. One to one. Progressing. He's done a nice job. He had a couple strikeouts in the game on Friday. This one fouled out.
He's been on a good run lately. Fastball command has been much better. Of course, he has the great changeup.
Fans on the first base side looking for a K. Reaches out, hangs it up in the air. Ackley makes the catch. Great closing speed. Stayed with it. 1 out.
Wasn't sure he was going to get there off the end of the bat, but a sliding catch by Dustin. Lloyd McClendon putting him in the game for defense, and his speed pays off on that play.
Carlos Perez took over behind the plate. Ball 1. Pitch ran for Ibar, who delivered an RBI single in the 7th. Consistent. It's not, balls aren't flying over him. Clearly, it was some kind of mechanical adjustment or setup or something.
No, it was mechanical, and it's something that Lloyd had talked to me about. At the time that they had taken him out of the closer role, he said, "Look, we have to have him as our closer, but we have to get him right first." And you're right, much better.
2 away. Seeger throwing at Perez. Bring up Navarro. Base hit today, 1 for 3. Base hit to center, strikeout, bouncing into a double play. Certainly throwing hard enough, 95. Ball 1. Lee Buckler.
Came back with a good changeup after missing with the fastball.
Fernando, fifth man out of the Mariner bullpen. Way out front. Two outs, nobody on here in the ninth. Fernando ahead, 1-2. Now leave it to 2 balls, 2 strikes. Fernando ready with the 2-2. Run full. Time called. Three balls, 2 strikes. Line drive down the line. Fair ball. Navarro getting to second. He'll shut it down there with 2 outs. Smith gets it back to Cano.
Going to get the base hit on a 3-2 changeup. Take a look at it towards the end of the bat. Ball started hooking towards the line. Clearly fair. The Angels so far this afternoon, 2 for 6 with runners in scoring position.
Brings up Featherston. 2 outs. Winning run at second. He had a game-winning hit Wednesday in the 13th inning against Houston. Now the guy will just try to get his bat on the ball. Strike 1. Here's 0-1. Another goes foul.
His best fastball so far, 97 miles an hour in on his hands. Mike Scioscia, nobody available on the bench. He used his bench up in the 7th inning. Worked out for him. They were able to pick up a run, but there's not anybody he can pinch hit.
And Chen, put a stop to it right here. 1-2. One-time Angel. Let's get out of this situation right here, right now. 1-2 pitch. Dino gets away from him, runner to third.
That will be a wild pitch.
Man, she need a strikeout. You cannot afford to have this guy get a blooper or something. Beat you here.
Really helps out the Angels, too, because Navarro's an average runner at best at second base, so now he moves up 90 feet.
Game on the line here. Outfield has come in. About halfway. Or more than halfway. 2-2. Rodney's pitch. Ground ball to Cano.
They get out of it. 10th inning coming your way. 2-2 ball game. Mariners and the Angels. Your wild side. Well, Kyle Seager tied it up, top of the 9th inning. They get us to this point. Fernando Rodney pitched a scoreless 9th. Let's revisit how we got there. How about Nelson Cruz? Put the Mariners on the board to 4th.
Almost puts a hole in the wall out in right center field. That'll be a double. Franklin Gutierrez will come around and score the first run for the Mariners.
Take it to the 7th inning. Eric Ibar, who's always been pesky, he's got a bad hamstring, just flips it out to left field, ties and scores 1. And in the 8th inning, look at this, base hit, center field off the bat of Cole Calhoun. And it's a 2-1 lead for the Angels. Then 2 outs, top 9, nobody on, 1-0 count to Kyle Seager. Kaboom! Ties the score 2-2. Great sight to see. Now let's see if the Mariners can win it in extra frames. Brett Miller going to lead it off against Trevor Gott.
And for Gott, take a look at what he's done this year. Only his 7th appearance, 4 strikeouts in the 6 innings. Has yet to walk a batter, 143 average against him.
Miller today, wide to left, lined out hard to right, and grounded out to second.
He's had a good series. Guys will have to turn it up for Gott. Really good fastball. He'll be in the mid to upper 90s.
Brad Miller, Mike Zunino, Willie Blomquist here in the 10th. Ground ball to the shortstop Featherson. Goes out Brad. And there's 1 out.
Tom Wilhelmsen getting loose in the Mariners bullpen.
Catcher, number 3, Mike Zunino.
Mike 0 for 3 today.
Mike 2 for 4 yesterday with a home run. Strikeouts and pop up today. Speed pitch, ball 1. Trevor Gott, 6 foot 190 out of Lexington, Kentucky. Kentucky Wildcat, went to the University of Kentucky, 6th round pick of the Padres in 2013. 1-1 to Mike. 1-2.
He is throwing an easy 97 up there, too. Really good fastball.
Got just turned 22 years old 2 weeks ago. Two and two to Zunino. Full count. Willie Blomqvist on deck.
Logan Morrison has come out. He's going to pinch hit for Willie.
Most of the day off, a bit of a sore back. Great moment for him last year. Huge home run in our last visit here to Anaheim. Final visit of the 14 season. 3-2. Line drive right at track. Lomo likes the fastball. See if he can get one.
Only one left on the bench right now for Lloyd McClendon is Jesus Sucre. See what Logan has done in his career as a pinch hitter. .261 average with a couple of home runs.
First time seeing Gott given the situation. I anticipate him to be aggressive.
Turn it loose. Get a fastball you can handle. Let it go.
Strike two. Two to 1-0. Pitch from Gott. A bad swing. 1-2. Mariners 4 and 5 in extra inning games. Angels 2 and 3. Pitch way outside. Two pitch to Morrison. Left center field. Trout is there to run it down. 1-2-3 of the Mariners in the 10th. The Angels will bring the top of the order to the plate when we come back.
this ball game in search of his 11th victory. Pitched well enough to get it.
Felix had everything working for him today. Good fastball command. A great curveball today. Threw his curveball quite a bit. 96 pitches, 20 curveballs for him. There's the curve right there, and the changeup was outstanding. Did everything he could possibly do. Ended up having to leave the game. Had a cramp. Had to leave the game after the 6th inning, but he was ahead 1-0. We'll take a look at his line today. 6 innings, just 1 hit. Did not give up a run, 3 walks, 8 strikeouts, 96 pitches for Felix, 59 of those for strikes. Tom Wilhelmsen going to take over his 20th appearance on the year, a 4.43 ERA, 26 strikeouts and 22 in the third. Good fastball in the mid-90s, 12-6 curveball, changeup.
6 men out of the pen today: Furbush, Lowe, Beimel, Smith, Rodney, and Wilhelmsen. Here's Giavatella, second baseman. Off of Tom's glove.
Unfortunate.
And a base hit.
If Tom hadn't got his glove on it, Cano was playing right there. They were well positioned to make the play. Just a reaction play by Tom. There's nothing he can do about it. Line drive, you're certainly going to try to make the play, but you can take a look at this ball. Slicing. Cano was right there, 2 steps and a backhanded play for him, so bad break for the Mariners. Now you get into the tough part of the lineup.
Sure enough. Calhoun drove in a run in the 8th inning. Base hit to center, scoring Taylor Featherston. That inning started with a base hit, a sacrifice, and a base hit. That put the Eagles up 2-1 before Seager tied it in the 9th. Calhoun with 2 sacrifices this season. Calhoun, long look down at third base coach Gary DiSarcina. Coming in at third, long hold by Tom, and timeout is called.
Well, sometimes the manager, after the pitcher misses with the first pitch for a ball, will take the bunt play off. It looks to me as if Calhoun's still going to bunt. If that is the case, then Lloyd will probably put Trout on and go after Pujols one more time. He did it earlier in the ball game.
Pitch.
There, he took it off.
Took it off, a base hit to left. Ackley coming to get it. Winning run goes to third. Cole Calhoun hits in his last 2 at-bats, and they've been big. 1 in the 8th. Put them ahead now. This one in the 10th. Puts the Angels in position to win this game.
The reason why the managers will do that, take the bunt off, is because they feel the next pitch is going to be a fastball for a strike. The pitcher doesn't want to fall behind, and that is the case. He gets a fastball middle away, hits it hard, and a great situation now for the Angels. Tom has his work cut out for him. And they're still going to put Trout on, load the bases up. That'll get the force out at the plate.
So the Mariner fan at home, you're going, Roger that.
Angels this afternoon, 2 for 7 with runners in scoring position. The problem is, you get into this situation. The good news is Pujols does not run well. Bad news, he hits the ball in the air a lot.
And which we saw in the last at bat, it wasn't a great swing. One-handed, he hit it to the track.
Exactly, tough situation for Tom. He needs a strikeout.
That's a dialed in. Pujols is in with healthy legs this year. Well, here's your ball game.
Lloyd going to make a trip out to the mound. I'm sure he's just going to talk to Tom on how he wants him to pitch to Pujols in this situation. Make sure the infielders are clear on what they want. And they're going to bring, looks like they're going to bring Ackley. They're going to bring him all the way in. He's going to put him right back up the middle. One more infielder, so they only have the 2 outfielders, but that really doesn't matter. Pujols sits in the air. It's probably going to be deep enough, so He's trying to keep the ground ball from getting through the infield, so Ackley will come in and play in the infield. You don't see managers do this very often anymore, but the good news is because of Dustin's experience playing in the infield, it's not a stretch at all for Lloyd. It's a good call in this situation.
Ack has to go get his infielder's glove. And let's see, they're going to put Smitty over in left center. And shallow. Austin Jackson up the middle. Oh, what a mess here in the 10th. Sharp blind drive off of Wilhelmsen's glove. Calhoun doesn't get the bunt down on the first pitch. Singles on the second pitch. Intentional pass to Trout and brings up Albert Pujols.
You see his hits by direction.
Crowd coming to its feet here. 5 infielders for the Mariners. Bases loaded. First pitch from Tom. Bouncing ball. There's one. And there's two. Yes, sirree. That prescription got filled.
Worked out perfectly. And a good pitch by Tom Wilhelmsen. Good sinking fastball. Gets it in on his hands. Easy play for Miller. Mike Zunino will clear himself. As we mentioned, Pujols does not run well, so an easy double play.
Surprised he went after the first pitch?
No. I think he wanted to put the ball in play, too. I was thinking for him, probably more surprised that pitch ended up running in. Most of the time, he's probably looking out over the plate a little bit more, but good movement on the fastball.
Breaking ball to Kubica. Runners at second and third now. Tom trying to get his way out of this tough 10th inning situation. Breaking ball and a good one, 0-2.
Take a look at the curveball again. Back-to-back breaking balls. 12-6 curveball from Tom, and Kubica swings right over the top of it.
Big spot for Tom. 0-2. Winning run at third. Pitch. Blocked by Zunino, his best scramble of the year.
I'm not sure how he was able to block that pitch. I thought it was going to hit the batter, and it was well out in front of home plate, it appeared, and it is. Wow, what a great play by Zunino. That's a game saver right there. That's as good as it gets.
Ball and 2 strikes. Mariners trying to get this to the 11th inning. 1-2. Pitch from Tom. Fouled off. Kyle Kubica. 1-2 pitch. Ball 2.
Ackley and Austin Jackson both shallow in the outfield.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Winning run at third. Bottom 10 here in Anaheim. Wilhelmsen comes set. Pitch. Oh, and he gets through, and that's the ball game.
Yikes. Another wild pitch. That is a tough one there.
Oh, you know it.
Bring all the infielders in. Ackley comes in. That play works out well for you. You get the double play you were looking for. Then, unfortunately, back-to-back breaking balls in the dirt. Great play by Zunino on the one before, but this one he can't get to.
Oh, boy. A run
on 1 hit, no errors, 2 left, a wild pitch. That's how the Angels take this series 2-1. Goodness gracious. So that's the story. We'll enjoy a day off tomorrow and be back with you Tuesday and Wednesday from San Diego. Mariners postgame presented by Delta Airlines starts right now. Angie and Dave Alley.